So who's the man that owned Kentucky Coal? Who's the man that owns Kentucky Utilities? When Mitch McConnell is sitting there talking about the coal owners and how he loves coal, but not the coal unions and the communities of the coal communities. He's talking about William H. Spence. William H. Spence is a chairman, president, chief executive officer of PPL Corporation, one of the largest investor-owned utility companies in the United States. In the past 3 years, PPL has nearly doubled its asset base and increased its annual revenues by 70% and market capitalization by 40%. Meanwhile, PPL has grown its dividend by 53% since 2005. Well, that's good. Growth, right? They're making lots of money, lots of profits. Unfortunately, they're making those profits off of us, the Kentucky people. William H. Spence, this is the man that we're going to give all of our money to. This is the man. This is the guy. Look at this guy. We're like, oh yeah, William H. Spence. Let's give all of our coal. Let's give all of our coal and let's give all of our money for the electricity to you. I pay the exact same rate, supposedly, because we live in a coal state, it's cheaper for us. But I pay the same rates, right? 10 cents per kilowatt hour. I'm not saving any money. I'm spending more money because William H. Spence is trying to maximize the profits. So that's the guy right there. I wish I knew where he lived because he owns Pennsylvania Power and Light. We're taking our money out to foreign markets. So it doesn't say anything really much about him, but that's William H. Spence. There's your face, Kentucky. That's what you look like. So no wonder you voted for Mitch. Kentucky Utilities is based in Lexington, provides electricity to 77 counties in Kentucky, serves 5 counties in Virginia under the name Old Dominion Power. So in 5 other states, KU's got a different name. You can't go around calling it Kentucky Utilities. It's called Old Dominion Power. And it's also owned by LG&E and KU Energy. Man, they do a lot of these things. KFC is no longer Kentucky Fried Chicken. PPL is no longer Pennsylvania Power and Light. It's just KFC. It's just PPL. And that's it. Just KFC. Just PPL. So it's owned by LG&E and KU Energy under the name Old Dominion Power. So PPL and E.ON announced on April 28, 2010, a definitive agreement under which PPL would acquire E.ON U.S., the parent company of KU, and Louisville Gas and Electric for $7.625 billion. The sale was closed on November 1st, 2010. So again, Kentucky Utilities, Kentucky Coal, Kentucky Electricity is owned by a Pennsylvania corporation. It's owned by William H. Spence. So William H. Spence is the man. William H. Spence is the one. He is Mr. Kentucky Coal. We want to give William H. Spence all of our money. Here you go, William H. Spence. You take all of our money. That's okay. No, go ahead. You want our coal too? Now we'll give your resource. We'll give everything to you, William H. Spence. You're a CEO. If we just give you everything, maybe one day we'll get some of it back. Some statistics for Kentucky. There's 4.4 million people. 4.4 million people. And then there's so many Democrats, and then there's so many males and females and blacks and whites. And there's the richest guy. He makes $2.2 billion. He owns Public Storage. The richest guy in Kentucky does. Public Storage has their headquarters in Glendale. So the richest man in Kentucky, who makes $2.2 billion, has his headquarters in a whole nother state, but he decides to keep his home here. So all the profits from Public Storage goes, shipped out all the way to California. All that money, because that's where the money goes, is where the headquarters goes. Now, Public Storage, it's a racket. I've worked for a storage place before, American Storage, All American Storage or something. Public storage, this is, they'll get you in with $1. Hey, $1 move-in sale, right? Get all your stuff in there for $1. And then once you got in, then they charge you, $20 a month every month. And then if you don't pay for like a day, then they start raising your rates just like they do with the banks. Well, no, you wrote a bad check. You fucked up. Now you owe us $1,000. But I only overwrote it for that much. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You fucked up, and we're going to fucking rape the shit out of you. And that's what the storage places do. So you'll have, and then ultimately what ended up happening, you have all your stuff inside the storage, and you'll pay for it for 2 years, and you'll wind up paying more money for the stuff that's inside than what the stuff on the inside is actually worth. People have sentimental things, and they want to hold on to things, pictures and books and papers and art and things that they've worked on that nobody in the world gives a crap about except for them. But unfortunately, when I was with American Storage, that was the point. You lock them out and you start charging them a ton of money. Sorry, nope, you messed up. Sorry, you messed up. So if you ever walk into one of these places and they seem like they're treating you weird, well, good. That's what they are, treating you weird. They're trying to screw you over. They're trying to fuck you over. So public storage, it's a racket. Public storage is a racket. Get $1, move in. You pay more for your stuff than what's actually inside of it. And then in the end, they'll try to take your things anyways. If, public storage, if you need something for a few months, I would say recommend it. But if you don't, if it's going to look like it's going to take longer, I think you need to work out some other deal. I don't know. I have all these, I got all this land here, so it would be hard for me, and I got room inside here, but it'd be hard for me to justify having all my stuff separately, me paying for that stuff, hoping in whatever I do during my day will one day I'll be able to get that stuff back. I probably should be like, oh, it's gone. But we're acquisitional. Isn't that the capitalist dream, to acquire as much crap as we can get? I don't know. But the richest, B. Wayne Hughes is who owns Public Storage. He lives in Kentucky. He's worth $2.2 billion, which actually is a lot of money, $2.2 billion. But for Kentucky, it's a lot of money for Kentucky too. But I'm thinking, like, for millionaires and billionaires, it doesn't sound like that crazy of a billionaire, right? $2.2 billion, that's the richest guy. Only a 2 billionaire, just 2. Why not 3? Why do you only make $2 billion? Why didn't you go make $3 billion? But Kentucky's budget is worth is $19 billion. Our debt is $44 billion. Our GDP, the amount of exports we had was like 20 billion in exports. $180 billion is our GDP. So, I'm trying to put all this in perspective. So $180 billion is what we all make collectively together in Kentucky. All the goods and services that are made within a given geological area, made by labor and capital. And so really, I don't even know if you could say that B.H. Hughes, the things that he does is labor, because, all the money goes to California. The headquarters isn't even here. Now, if you compare Public Storage to, say, Walmart or KFC, KFC is headquartered in Louisville. Now, KFC is its own thing, but it's owned by Yum Brands. And Yum Brands also owns Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. So Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, KFC, they're all owned by the same company. They also have Pepsi products, there, but that's because PepsiCo used to own all of them, and then PepsiCo sold it to Yum Brands. And where is Yum Brands headquartered? Louisville, Kentucky. So we get the money At least we, as in Kentucky, we get the money from Yum Brands. You know, it comes in, the headquarters, it comes into Kentucky. So I don't know if we get the money. Just like that we made Spence, right? We get the money, but he's getting the money. Or that B.H. Hughes, Public Storage, he's getting the money, but his headquarters is in California. And so, you know, I guess that's good. It's good that, you know, that it seems like where the owner is, where the CEO is, and where the headquarters is, because those are the people who's getting the money. Those are the ones who's getting the profits. So whoever gets the profits can spend it as they like. You got operating costs, and those have to be spent on operations. And so Yum Brands, it's an American fast food company, Fortune 500 company. Operates the licensed brands Taco Bell, KFC, Pizza Hut, Wing Street. Prior to 2011, Yum also owned Long John Silver's and A&W restaurants. So, Long John Silver's, A&W restaurants, Wing Street, Pizza Hut, KFC, Taco Bell. So, that's you know, and so I think there's a combination. I'm saying a combination of things here. I think we can do socialism and we can do capitalism better. We can do socialism and we can do capitalism better. So we can do socialism by making sure everybody's got a decent wage. We can do capitalism by getting these headquarters and people into Kentucky. You know, Switzerland is known as being a safe haven for banks. Banks can go there. Singapore. And the financial industry. They always seem to have a very intricate, developed financial industry. A lot of these wealthy countries. But you know, they don't always do both of them. You know, I'm not sure how Singapore or how Suriname is when it comes to human rights or labor rights. But my point is bigger than that. I think you need to get the companies in here, and then I think you need to get the people, the working class people, educated, smart enough to where they can stand up and defend themselves, and then we'll negotiate for better wages. So, you know, if you cannot operate, if you think you're going to come into Kentucky and you think we're a bunch of Chinese people, if you think we're a bunch of Haitians, we're going to treat the Kentucky people like a bunch of poor wage slaves that they are. They're a bunch of nobody wage slaves. Well, we'll always stay wage slaves. We'll never elevate. We'll never get educated. We'll never try anything new. We need to get entrepreneurs out here so that way we can try different things. We can get new things and become better, right? So you have bring in the banks, bring in the corporations, bring in these industries, but also be creating new industries. We're going to have to, you know, people are going to have to do different things. And since we're going to have to do different things, we're going to have to get used to a different way of living. And I'd like to keep my freedom. I'd like to keep all of our freedom. Have the freedom to disagree, to argue, to have freedom of speech, and to have democracy. So that way, you know, we could, I just think that freedom could be loud and obnoxious, but ultimately, you know, I think that freedom could be a really good thing. Of course, it's a good thing. Just that people say freedom, they're never going to be all crazy. No, freedom is like, God, it's so beautiful. Freedom is a necessary condition for life. You cannot begin to live until you have freedom. That's just a condition. It's not even a virtue. It's not even a thing to achieve. It's just something that has to be there. You want to be a human being? Then you be free. You want to be a human being? You be free. You freely choose to love. You freely, you know, do the things you want to do. And that's just you can't authentically be mad or happy or good or anything else unless you're free to do it. If you're being oppressed, if you're being manipulated and controlled, you're just being forced to act a certain way instead of actually just being who you actually are. So I think we can do a combination. I think we can bring the corporations and the banks in here, and I think that we can make it as bank and corporate friendly, but also respecting people's human rights. So you're going to pay Kentuckians a decent wage. You're a corporation. You come into Kentucky, you got to be like Toyota. you better pay us a decent wage. We can make automobiles. We can make them here in the United States quicker, faster, efficient. They save a lot of money by making it here. You don't have no transportation costs. You don't have to send it out nowhere. And since we make that stuff here, we save a lot of money. And so that's a good thing, right? So that's a good thing by coming to Kentucky. If you're a foreign investor, or if you're from New York, if you're a carpetbagger from New York, or if you're from, a carpetbagger from China, or a carpetbagger from Alabama, you come in here and you establish a corporation, you're going to pay the employees a decent wage. So just get used to that. Get your mind wrapped around that. You're going to make, your employees wealthy, and you're going to make yourself wealthy. So I think we can do both, both of those things together. They are not mutually exclusive. The richest person in Kentucky is, if you walk down the average street in Louisville, it's doubtful most people you meet would have any idea whom Kentucky's richest resident is. We don't. It's B. Howard Hughes, right? B. Wayne Hughes. Howard Hughes was the crazy guy, the spruce goose. But B. Wayne Hughes, he's valued at $2.5 billion. It is our King Midas, according to Forbes. So that's who is this guy? How come he's under the radar? Well, he's publicly adverse. He never wants to do interviews. He's embarrassed. He's embarrassed. He's making all that money, and he's the richest man. He don't want anybody to know he's here. He's owned Public Storage for 40 years. He lives in a 3-bedroom farmhouse in Lexington. He's salt of the earth, but he does have one pretty big billionaire-style investment. He owns Spring Thrift Farms, also in Lexington, because he has a passion for horse racing. So that's great. That's part of the elite. The horses. Who owns horses? Who makes money off of horse racing? The rich people of Kentucky. Only the wealthy. That's why Churchill Downs makes me feel so awkward at Churchill. A bunch of rich people starts that. That's who's running and governing Kentucky. But then you get all these other people, right? All dressed, all extra fancified, acting like they rich. Hey, look, hey, Ma, I put on my nice clothes, Ma. I'm gonna be rich. As the head of Spendthrift, Hughes has won 2 consecutive Eclipse Awards, most recently for the Philly Beholder. He did allow GQ writer John Rodson into his life for a July 2012 story just a bit. He revealed that he was born in Oklahoma to a family with nothing and remains modest. When he visits Malibu, he stays in a spare bedroom in his daughter's house. But he came across essentially blind to his enormously elevated status in life. He is a billionaire during an era where billionaires don't pay much in taxes. Now that some call for tax rates to go up, either through raising their income tax level or their capital gains, he seems to have taken it personally. So this asshole, I've seen statistics that says like rich people are paying 6%, poor people are paying 10%, the middle class are paying more. Talk about taxes, the middle class are paying 10% and the rich are paying 6%. But you don't know what you're talking about. If all you do is complain about taxes all day long, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, these taxes are just killing me, these taxes, and then the Social Security, they cut back on my Social Security, and I don't know why, because the fucking taxes, okay? So maybe you shouldn't bitch about all taxes if you're taking more money than you're giving. I paid 10 cents on my tax, and then I got this $200 check, and it doesn't make no sense. It don't make no sense. So GQ writer John Ronson into his life for a July 2012 story just a bit. He revealed that he was born in Oklahoma to a family with nothing and remains modest. When he visits Malibu, he stays in the spare bedroom in his daughter's house. But he also came across as essentially blind to his enormously elevated status in life. He is a billionaire during an era where billionaires don't pay much in taxes. I'm a little surprised to find out that I'm an enemy of the state at this time in my life, he told Ronson. They talk about your fair share. Are you paying your fair share? Fair is in the eyes of the beholder. That's not true. Fair is fair. In the eye of the beholder. Fair is fair. And I hope it don't come off as some big, so conservative. I believe in spreading around, but I believe in doing it myself. Yeah, right. Yeah, you done a real good fucking job. None of these assholes Oh, you got so many millionaires and so many people in state government. They're making so much money. They're profiting off the system. No wonder B. Wayne Hughes is mad about taxes. You know, he feels like a hunted man. I don't even understand why that would be. I would think everybody would be kissing this guy's ass. He's rich? Well, let's kiss his ass. Let's go over there and kiss his ass. Get the legislature to raise the taxes on this guy. He is paying 6% in taxes. We pay 10%. He needs to pay 10% too. He needs to pay 11%. He needs to pay his fair share in taxes. He is not paying his fair share. Proportionally speaking, shit. There's some sneezing if you was like, hey man, I want to listen to this guy sneeze. But proportionally speaking, he does not. You know, pay his fair share. He's paying 4 or 5% less than everybody else. I pay 6% sales tax. That sales tax is very regressive. It goes after working class people. Most people agree with the progressive tax system. Progressive tax system means like very low for the poor, higher for the middle class, and then even higher for the rich. Because, you know, they're rich, so they should be paying more in taxes. You can't get away from the state. You can't get away from taxes. Death and taxes. Right? Those are two things you can't ever get away from. As long as you got a state, you're going to have taxes. And they're going to try to take people's money, and you're not going to feel right. You're not going to feel justified anytime they take it. And they're supposed to put it into programs where it's supposed to actually go. But unfortunately, everybody's lining their pockets up. The governor, he gets to go in and become, when he's governor, right, he gets to go into the governor's chair and he gets to appoint a bunch of positions. He gets to make a lot of people a lot of money. And that's one of the most important jobs as the governor, is to have a line item veto. If you have a line item veto, then that means the governor can decide every penny of that budget. So the legislature has the budget, but not really. And so that's what governors need to do. They got to work with both houses, get together, and he proposes a budget, they propose a budget, then they bump it, they turn it like this, and he'll say, look, I'm gonna line item veto these things. I'm gonna line item veto. The line item veto is coming down, because you can line item veto, meaning if you pass a budget and it's 100 pages long, you could look at page 98 and cross one line out. So that's how much power the governor has. The governor is a very powerful position. They're only making $100,000. They're only making 100, and I say only, but the governor compared to like a circuit court judge, circuit court judges are making way more than the governor. But my point is, people don't become governor just because, you know, of the money. They become governor because of the power. And what kind of person do you want to have the power? You want a person that has been in government forever, or do you want a person that's, you know, going to treat people fairly? So anyways, B. Wayne Hughes, richest man in Kentucky, don't want to pay any more than his 1% in taxes. Don't increase my income tax. His income tax and his capital gains. Don't do my capital gains. And capital gains is just when you sell capital and you gain. I don't know. I mean, they're all kind of silly, right? Income tax, capital gains tax, property tax. Well, since you're sitting on property, you need to give me some money. What? Yep, you're sitting on property, so you give me money. The sheriff is supposed to go around collecting everybody's taxes. So, anyways, public storage. Richest man in Kentucky, got it through a racket. Of course, he only cares about his money. That's all they care about. We know what he wants. He just says he believes in spreading it around himself. He wants to go to charities and give it to, you know, his satanic cults. He would rather not let the government decide because they don't know what they're doing. He can make his own decisions. Well, that's fine for his own private personal wealth. He's a super rich man, okay? And so that just means he can afford to pay his fair share in taxes. You know? No wonder he had a problem with that term. Oh, yeah, fair is in the eye of the beholder. And that's not the saying. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Fair can be found out. It's eye for an eye. It's one for you, one for him. Fair is fair. You know, fair is equal. Fair is fair. So, fair is in the eye of the beholder. It is not, you dumb motherfucker. Who really is the richest person? Well, turns out the richest person, B. Wayne Hughes. B. Wayne Hughes. So, you know, now we know that. 2 Kentucky legislators want Price states the death penalty system. So there's actually 2 people in Kentucky that want to find out how much, you know, the death penalty costs. What does the death penalty cost Kentuckians? Because I did hear the statistic one time, and it said that we spend more money to put people on death row due to the endless appeal system and some other things than if we were to lock them up for the rest of our life. And if that's true, if it is more expensive to keep someone alive, then it's just a conservative argument to not want to do death penalty. I don't want to spend all that money. I don't know. I think a lot about Marco Chapman, and while I am against the death penalty, I also think Marco got what he deserved. That was justice. You want to talk about fair? B. Wayne Hughes. Marco Chapman killed killed 2 kids, raped and tried to kill the mother, and they killed him. They put him to death. That's justice. That's fair. You know? And in fact, it's actually worse than just being fair. It took all this, finagling to finally get justice. That guy wronged him, and so now they get to determine how they can be righted. And if you stole $100, you got to give $100 back. If you rape somebody, then you should be raped, right? But unfortunately, when it comes to crime and punishment, you can never give the same amount of injustice onto the person who done the thing to you. There was a guy who took my stuff and almost ruined my life. You know, he took my laptop and he took some other things. He just came in my house and took whatever he wanted. And while the loss in a $1,000 laptop or whatever, the information was worth more to me than the actual machine. But him taking that, spurred some other things. I wasn't able to get a job. I was struggling through my school, and I couldn't email the teacher. You know what I mean? There was a lot of things that I need. There was lesson plans. There was a lot of data on that. So, by them taking it, the residual effects, he about ruined my life. Now, I don't know where he is today and what he's doing today, but if I feel like if I was to go up to him and be like, well, I'm going to take this $300, tennis shoes away from you, I don't know if it would turn his life upside down and he would go, escalate downhill very quickly. I don't think he has anything, and I don't think he has anything of value to take, but he could if he's still going around robbing people and taking stuff from people. And so justice is an eye for an eye. So since he did me wrong, what is justice? Justice would be to right that wrong. And how you going to right that wrong? Well, he needs to pay me back. He needs to make some money. He needs to have jail time. He needs to be punished. And unfortunately, the LMPD didn't give a crap about him, right? If you just run and are a criminal, they don't care. But if you walk into the store peacefully, they'll kick the shit out of you. There's another thing that I clicked on and then it went right back to. So, KFC is not Kentucky Fried Chicken anymore. It's called KFC. Look, the name was originally an initialism. So, when you're saying, hey, what's up? But look, KFC, what do you think about when that's Kentucky Fried Chicken? So, I wonder, could I start my own Kentucky Fried Chicken business? I'm going to start my own Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nah, it's mine. Nah, I came up with it myself. What are you going to serve there? Hamburgers. So, justice is an eye for an eye. So, Marco Chapman deserved to die. But we don't deserve to kill him, if that makes any sense. We ended his life, so he becomes a martyr. And then he gets to become the banner for, the death penalty. People are saying that the government should not have the right to take life. There's too many problems with the legal justice system. It affects people of color, affects poor people. Government killed over 1 million Iraqi people during the Iraq War. After that, some people say that that should make them immune. $1 million for the Iraq War. $1 million. And so $1 million is or 1 million people. So once the government has killed over 1 million people, they've lost the right to decide who lives and who dies. And so I like that, as for good or ill, the government sets the example. And so the government should not go around killing people. And it's to show that killing is wrong, right? I don't know if that helps to permeate the culture, because if someone tries to kill you, you have a right to kill them. If someone's pulling the gun up to your face and they're about to kill you, you got a right to pull the gun up and shoot them back. And so how do you stop a man from pulling a gun up? Well, he's got his gun on the side. That's all right. Concealed, okay. Oh my God, he's got the gun. He's pulling the gun up. So that's how I feel. The justice of the thing is right. Killing Marco because he killed children is right. But him dying and crying and everybody acting a fool, and then he actually gets to look like the honorable person. This is me. This is the man. I'm doing this for you. And I don't know. Killing something's a hell of a thing. It shouldn't be taken lightly. And then, could you imagine killing an innocent person? A person who did not do anything? Some person in a position of power just wanted to had some grudge. So they was like, well, to hell with them, let's kill this guy. Who cares? So I want to keep that up because I want to talk about it more. Walmart is headquartered in Bentonville, Arkansas. So all the profits, there's a Walmart in this town, there's Walmart over in that town, there's a Walmart everywhere in Kentucky. Walmart is, they offer a lot of cheap goods for people, but they make a ton of money in Arkansas, Bentonville, Arkansas. So all the Walmart employees, you're working for Arkansas. You're working for those people. All the profits are going to them. And then they're only going to pay you $7 an hour because you're an asshole, so fuck you. And then you're going to help the community. They don't care about the general community. They care about maximizing their profits. That's all corporations care about. Making money, thinking nothing else, just making money. It's interesting about the names. In United Kingdom, Walmart is called Asda. In Japan, it's called CU. India as Best Price. It is wholly owned operations in Argentina, Brazil, and Canada. 11,000 stores in 27 countries under a total of 71 different brands. Company operates under the Walmart name in the U.S. and Puerto Rico. So it's the largest company by revenue, according to the Fortune Global 500. The biggest private employer in the world, with over 2 million employees, and the largest retailer in the world. Walmart is a family-owned business, as the company is controlled by the Walton family, who owns over 50% of Walmart through their holding company, Walton Enterprises. It is also one of the world's most valuable companies in terms of market value, and is also the largest grocery retailer in the U.S. In 2009, it generated 51% of its U.S. $258 billion. Okay, anyways. Walmart making money for Arkansas. Arkansas. So the nickname is the Bluegrass State, even though it's not officially our motto or our nickname has never been passed by the legislature. Also, the bluegrass, the official state grass, isn't the bluegrass. So the bluegrass is official state nothing. Maybe music. What's the official music go? There's some things. Actually, I did want to go through here and just kind of talk about. The official bluegrass song is Blue Moon of Kentucky. So we have an official bluegrass, official state, official music for Kentucky, bluegrass. I need a little sunshine in my life. I need a little sunshine in my life. My old Kentucky home, life on a Kentucky plantation. Oh, where the Negroes are gay. Sports car, Chevrolet Corvette. Since 1981, the Chevrolet Corvette has been manufactured in Bowling Green. Bowling Green, Bowling Green, Bowling Green, Bowling Green. And the official state car for Kentucky people is a Chevrolet Corvette. 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 We got a Corvette plant here. So there's a lot of good things. What's right about Kentucky can fix what is wrong about Kentucky. Corvettes are cool. That's a cool thing. Right? Hey, we make the Corvettes. Are we making other people wealthy too? Are we making working class people? Are they providing jobs for everybody? And if you're not providing jobs and you're not getting the industries in here, then you need to turn the people into GDP producing machines. You're producing something? Good. You're part of the GDP. Welcome to Kentucky.